EG's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
All right, guys, as you can see, it's game time. Let's do it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the MarsTV Dota 2 League 2016. It's the MDL, and we are in playoff action. It's Team Secret going against Evil Geniuses, a super hype matchup, and we have made our way all the way into the hype. Game number 3. I'm Kyle Guy for Beyond the Summit, going to be joined again by Mr. Merlini Wu. Welcome back, Ben. Your noodles smell delicious, and, well, let's have to see how games are going to be adjusted. A very strong performance by EG for game 1, but game number 2, the strongest man of all was certainly Puppy on that Naga, man. Pulling into and becoming the one true core, pulling it out for his team when he needed it the most. So now we have to see what the game plan is going to be. EG probably going to be looking to step away from the cheese.
I think they just need to play, you know, I never thought the strength in EG's gameplay was cheesing. Like,
not really.
You don't know them a team for like, oh my goodness, they're gonna run, like they're gonna brood them, they're gonna Huskar them, they're gonna Meepo them. That's not really EG style. But you know, with the new captain comes new strategies, and it was something, I guess, a little nice to see, refreshing perhaps.
I mean, would you say the techies phase was kind of a cheese in itself, maybe?
Yeah, the techies was.
That's a long time ago, though. Yeah, I mean, since then they didn't really flex too much cheese. Certainly
before
not
that too. They didn't really.
Yeah, but a new day for EG, and maybe a footprint there for Crit to kind of learn a lot from or not. Here we go, moving in. This is a super comfort pick though for EG, as they are going to be able to utilize that first pick and picking up old Dirty himself, as OD is going to be gracing us with his presence. Does leave up a nice possible duo here in the Shadow Demon Kunkka, if Secret do want to commit both their supports right away, but they will not.
The Kunkka, I don't think is that good versus OD. I think OD actually is a very good counter. The defensive disruption against the X-Torrent or X-Boat combo is
very
incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm.
One thing last game too is the sleep also was very good at dealing with the boat, because normally you lose the fight in the 10 seconds or whatever that the rum is going on because you can't kill anyone, but with the sleep you just slept there and then everyone's taking down an HP because the rum wears off.
Kunkka will be in the game, but yeah, he'll be on EG it looks like here. While it's typically not good against the Outward Devourer, we'll have to see how it's going to work in tandem with it.
It's very good with it. It's an easy setup. It's
I would imagine, yeah.
If
you
don't
have
have
setups for days now.
Yeah, because especially because Zai didn't go for the X build. He went for a 2-3-0 build, so he didn't actually have any setup. He had to hit unset up torrents for the majority of the early game, which it's not that easy to hit.
He felt confident enough, I guess, to go for it, but nonetheless, we'll have to see it pays off. What do you think about Secret committing early in with the Sand King? Because you look at OD and you're like, could have maybe thought about creeping in something like a Nyx or something later, but they felt really confident with the Sand King here and now. I mean, it does ruin some options for EG, just because he's good against like illusion heroes and such, and melee heroes.
Mostly, I think it's been the EG did not have like a great melee initiator last game. They had the Kunkka without an X, which so I don't really count him out. I think the Faces Void, he had a couple okay Chronos, but for the most part he had to wait for a very opportune moment because they were like super heavily relying on that, as opposed to the Axe. You can grab one person with a blink call, that's good enough. And the Sand King too, like you can just stun one person and it's okay, but for Chronosphere, if you just Chrono one guy, is not that big of a deal. So I think they're trying to limit the amount of initiation tools that Evil Geniuses has, and Sand King, if Axe is banned out, is probably the next most contested one in my mind.
They banned out the Drow. EG obviously fearing a different type of cheese, possibly in Game 3.
Drow wasn't even cheese anymore.
You wouldn't think so?
Nah.
I would say dependent on the lineup.
The thing is, like, Drow needs other heroes to cheese, though. Like, just a straight up, like, Drow Storm or Drow whatever in the mid lane is not really cheese. I think, like, Drow plus, like, Pugna or something, Drow plus, like, NP maybe, might be a little bit more easy. Even, like, Drow Enigma, I don't really consider
Drow Huskar.
cheesy. Drow Huskar, yeah, but that's mostly on the Huskar. I think it's mostly on the other hero that deems it cheesy or not.
Fair enough. What about Drow Enchantress? That used to be something. That was when Enchantress Core was actually kind of in the midst for a bit, and not just so much an American thing. Here we go. 4th ban out from Secret. They are going to get rid of that Universe Faceless Void. I mean, obviously OD can still contribute a lot from the outside of a Chrono, and it is a comfort pick at the end of the day for Universe, so just getting rid of some other prominent offlane options.
Tidehunter I still think is really good here.
Yeah.
Tidehunter I think is good versus both the Sand King and the Shadow Demon. Like, Sand King has a hard time initiating onto a Tidehunter, and Shadow Demon, he finds it very difficult to position for the Tidehunter. Stay too close, you get Ravaged. Stay too far away, you can't disrupt, and your target, your ally dies.
Do you think Universe is happy he doesn't have to play Darkseer?
Dude, I don't think those guys care. You play whatever your captain wants, and if it's your best hero, as long as you pull out the win, doesn't matter.
I know, but you can't help but acknowledge the fact that pretty much all through TI and obviously under PPD and just for where the game was and what meta it was in, we saw Universe on that Darkseer more often than not, and lately we've been able to see him, sport the axe like in game number 1. Obviously the Faceless Void is still a prominent pick, but here we might see something new. Bat Rider's still out there, you already mentioned the Tidehunter. But going against Shadow Demon, obviously Bat Rider and now even a Jug might not be your best option, so
yeah,
Tide's still good.
The Jug throws a wrench into a lot of those heroes. I think both
Yeah.
of those that you mentioned, the Tide and the Bat Rider, are not particularly good for the Juggernaut. The instant magic immunity is just a little bit too strong. You'd much rather have someone who doesn't really care about the magic immunity, such as Axe.
Yeah, would have been the Axe, but Axe is gone now, so really what offlane options
Beastmaster's
are
also
left?
okay.
Oh yeah, Beastmaster's lately just totally being slept on. Not the
He got nerfed a lot.
end-all, be-all offlaner he used to be.
He got nerfed like 4 patches in a row.
Yeah, Ice Frog just had enough of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can run him as a 3, as a 4, as a 5 even.
Yeah.
And he was like just a super safe first pick. Now, there's no like super like great go-to first picks. Like we saw Shadow Demon first picked a lot yesterday, but then it got countered really hard by the Silencer. We saw OD pick a lot, but then he was countered by the Bat Rider. So like none of the first picks are like, I can first pick this every game and no one can punish me for it. Beastmaster was that hero a couple of matches ago. Now, he's
it
balanced.
depends. When we were watching a lot of those Chinese teams, you could say that for Bat Rider though, man. They were just all favoring the serious Bat Rider, and as long as they made sure they had the bans out on Oracle, they felt pretty confident doing it. But all right, here we go. EG, they opt to grab up a defensive sport to kind of balance out with the Kunkka now, and it looks like we'll be in store for the Crit Dazzle.
I wonder if they're gonna pair anything with the Dazzle. Dazzle, like right here, is just strange because you normally want it when you have a lot of physical damage or when you're up against a lot of physical damage. I don't think either of those is the case. Like Kunkka doesn't need armor because he does a ton of damage with cleave. OD does a lot of magic damage and pure damage. So it makes me think like either they're gonna run like a heal bomb lane or perhaps, I don't know, some minus armor with like a bristle or a SAR. I don't know. It just doesn't really make too much sense to me right now. I'm not quite grasping the utility of the Dazzle in that particular pick order.
Now I feel a bit funny because Secret going for the Earth Spirit here, and I think we were talking about it yesterday or so. I was talking about how I felt, Jarek's Crit, like some of these, what I consider some of the best Earth Spirits on the planet, can always make the hero, regardless of maybe where the meta is or not. Make him look like he's a big factor, but now we see Secret pick it up, and he was Puppy, I was saying, was one of the people wasn't super impressed by performance, given that he doesn't play it very often, of course, but here's Secret grab it up now, and to be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to be him or Pylai playing it.
Maybe Pi now.
Pi has played it, they both have played it. Obviously, Pi has played it a touch more, but I wouldn't say Pi is like a Jarek's or a Crit or a Fear with the hero. And they used to be able to have the factor of having Weehaw on their team, so you would occasionally see like the mid lane or Spirit for fun. But they obviously don't have those kind of options anymore. So that's just an interesting pick nonetheless. Obviously, there's high value in the silence when you're going against the OD and Dazzle and such. So I see where the utility is, but, you know, can't help but feel like I've never noticed that Secret were a big Earth Spirit team, not in the past, so.
Well, it's similar to what we saw a little bit from earlier in the MDL, where the Earth Spirit has a lot of kill potential on the OD, and you can roll onto him, you can kick him into a terrible position. Even if he astros himself, he's still gonna die.
Because OD just doesn't have like a good escape mechanism. He has the Astral to slow things down, but that's only going to be himself, which would be a terrible spot or one person.
It buys time for a TP. But if you're displaced, if like you're kicked back or if you're pulled back from a lasso, the Astral is going to save you. So I think that's where the Earth Spirit really comes into play. Like if you don't have a Bat Rider in the off lane, like you can't pull that OD into you unless you have an Earth Spirit as your support. Or I guess a swap, but swap is a little bit more compromising, I would say.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. EG, in the meanwhile, did grab up that Ursa here. We saw the Hands of Secret in the previous game, and now we'll have to see what Ortiz is going to be doing it for himself, and it kind of makes more sense now why they wanted to, I guess, get the Dazzle. I don't know if I would say that Ursa's like the poor man's Huskar, but... I think
they just want a defensive hero for OD in retrospect. OD I somewhat view as a very similar in Death Prophet, as like you want someone who can bail out the Death Prophet, because Death Prophet is incredibly squishy and focused and really needs a good way to get out of like being focused. Dazzle, Oracle, Shadow Demon, like these heroes are pretty good, but all those are either banned or taken on an opposite team, so Dazzle seemed like one of the better defensive ones. Or maybe like they could have done a Omni Knight, but Juggernaut and Shadow Demon very good versus Omni Knight. So Dazzle, I think, is there to protect the OD.
Yeah, there really is not too many other options, with Oracle being taken out and with Omni Knight being a good choice at all. We were mentioning this guy before, and it's going to be the Beastmaster coming out here for EG, so they get their, you know, BKB kind of a stun regardless or not. We'll have to see how much it works out, plus the scouting potential is certainly nothing to scoff at. But the last pick for Secret, Lady Luna here for MP. What some teams and players have said, like one of the best options to have when you have the Shadow Demon by your side. Team Secret have really put together what looks like a pretty well-rounded lineup that can pretty much scale through the game. EG, I don't know, do they look like more of a lineup like where they have to kind of make the Ursa count and match with his tempo, and then late game kind of, I don't know.
They have a lot more options available to them. I think like they can do a lot. They can pressure the Beastmaster lane very well, because I don't think like SD plus Earth Spirit is like the greatest combo, especially if there's two in the off lane. They have the option of controlling the map and Roshan with the Ursa and the Beastmaster, and then they have the team fight with the Kunkka and the Beastmaster. So I think they can bring the fight to Secret at most stages in the game. And I think, yeah, the SD Luna combo is nice, but only if it gets super late, and even then they have the OD to deal with the illusions very easily. So it's not that big of a deal. I think it's a very even draft. I think even more so than game number 2.
Secret, 5-man smoke straight down middle. You never see that one coming. Well, at least Zai didn't. And we're moving forward. Okay, Zai actually manages to live, walks back out of the way. It looks like the Grave was going to be leveled up and manages to get the save, and this is 5-on-5 mid wars now, as they will have to trade some harassment apart. But man, Zai makes it out. Looks like barely.
Again, a good case as to why you should skill your skill point, or save your skill point. There's not too many instances where you need Shadow.
Going their way. I will do a bit of a disconnect, reconnect here, as it was just a bit too laggy for that first blood, but it looks like we should be back in now and all good. It is going to be Puppy playing the Earth Spirit here. I witnessed him play for the very first time back at the Shanghai Major, and it was even in the grand final. And I'm not going to lie, I distinctly remember him unfortunately missing his first Rolling Boulder gank, but they did quickly manage to follow it up and do well, and obviously they went on to win that major.
You know, like maybe a couple of weeks after the Shanghai Major, I had a nightmare that I was stuck in one of the Chinese hotels and I missed my flight back and I get back home.
That was
I actually had a nightmare about it.
That's a legit nightmare for sure. Being stuck in China after everything is over.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, Puppy hoping for a bit of success like he found in China previously. I believe that was the last time they were even in China, so...
Okay, well, there's some unusual laning shenanigans. Foreb will be one-on-one matched up against the Beastmaster in the top lane, not opting for the Cossack level 1 because he does have... All of these players have like the level 1 first blood. A lot of skill points were determined by
So
that.
they had that gang fight happening at the start. Yeah, everyone just decided to go with what was their best level 1.
And then the Luna is on the bottom lane. And this is actually a pretty good way to deal with the Ursa. Ursa really thrives on a one-on-one situation, but when you can't actually stick on one target the whole entire time... Okay, that was a misfolder.
Yeah,
back in Shanghai.
He was a bit short, unfortunately. The range is not what it used to be. So, Puppy will learn it that way. And Arteezy will be able to double back. Fun fact for anyone who's hat collecting out there, what is that? That outfit he's wearing on his Ursa is probably a couple $1,000s, I'm sure.
It might have dropped in value. I think it might have been...
Oh, because the new chest or whatever that had it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was in there, but I know a lot of high-profile sets were in there.
Yeah, including the bone hook or whatever it is. I can't believe I can't think of the name of it, but...
Dragonclaw hook?
Dragonclaw, that's what it is. But
there's so many more cool punch hooks than that.
There's like 30,000 punch hooks, but that's like the original Immortal, so... Kind of sets like the currency bar, I guess, in Dota. Nonetheless, they were not able to make a strong, confident approach onto Arteezy and his Ursa in round number 1, so Secret backpedal a bit and continue their aggro stance here in this lane in hopes to kind of disrupt Arteezy's farm as much as possible. You do see profit happening elsewhere, though, as Forev is beginning to bulk up quite a bit. 13 and 3 CS to him in his matchup against the Beastmaster, and OD, not really surprisingly, seeing getting the better end of his mid lane trade. He's at 15 CS. When going toe-to-toe with the Jug. Jug 6. This is a very heavy-handed mid lane matchup right now, Ben.
I am reconnecting.
Yeah, I will probably do that after you. This is a real bad one right now. Definitely getting lots of lag hiccups here, but... Yeah, 6 CS. This is not a good time for mid 1 at all. Oh, I am gonna reconnect here. This might be actually my time. Yeah, it is. It's happening.
Il est déjà back fontaine, j'avoue. Ah ouais, ça lag plus. On est bien. Ah, ils vont farmer une partie du gros stack sur le côté, ça c'est important. Vous avez vu hein, sur les games notamment de OG tout à l'heure qui partait en triomphe, si vous arrivez à bien stacker les quantités, bah, y a des vagues d'XP entières qui disparaissent, et pour l'équipe qui veut partir en triomphe, ça fait un gros déficit d'expérience. Qui est déjà un peu le cas déjà, hein. Ils sont level 3 et 3 sur 3 et 3 contre 2, 2 et 2, hein, donc c'est pas terrible. C'est clair, il va grid dès que la skit sort là, il y va. Il est un peu surpupé. Il y a un DD sur Zap. Touche stun, il bloque le rolling boulder, c'est bien joué, le torrent est tenté. Avec la salle, ça va aller. Hein. Il y a les mini-guards, non. Là, il passe. Ouais. Et là, le seul truc qui se passe bien pour Team Secret dans ce game, bah, c'est le Sand King qui a pris farm. Et je pense qu'ils vont devoir réfléchir à peut-être leur lead assez vite. Ouais. Allez, on est de retour en bas avec le Spirit Cat et Fab aussi qui arrive. On va se tuer Zai avec Spirit Cat. Attention, Arteezy il est pas content. Oh non, non, MP pour mourir. C'est bon, il y a leur Spirit qui passe le fight. On va essayer de faire Zai qui est très low HP. Il y a un torrent. Arteezy, on va pouvoir le grave, j'imagine. On temporise bien de la part de Grid, c'est bien joué. Forêt du coup est en danger. Je vous rappelle qu'il est très important. Plus on est dans un game pour Team Secret, c'est bon. On récupère, mais c'est le seul kill qu'on va récupérer. On arrive vite Payla qui va tenter de chercher les poisons. Ouais. Bien joué. Oh putain. Bon, sur Dota, ils sont pas non. Aïe, ouais. Donc ça bon. Ça va la faire bien.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ouais. Surtout les supports quoi, hein. Les 3 mecs de la tree lane ils sont vraiment... Oh mid, on va tenter de go sur mid one. Il a plus à la Blade Fury. Il n'y a pas la qui arrive pour venir l'aider, il va pouvoir banish au moment du torrent je pense. Non, le torrent a été loupé. Bon, on met le banish en offensive sur l'OD. Sur la ligne noire, attention, est-ce qu'il y a le hammer? Xiamen, non, par contre il a un nouveau banish. Torrent cette fois-ci est de retour et cette fois-ci il va connecter. Si le fight a duré tellement longtemps qu'il a eu le temps de mettre double banish quoi. Allez, Forever était là lui pour terminer les kills. On va chercher le roulé boulet, c'est dodge de la part de Zai. Il m'a l'air mal en point quand même Zai. Il fait des petits droites gauche, il touche un joli torrent. Il y a un stun dans 2 secondes pour Forever qui devrait aligner pour terminer le kill. Quoique, le Beastmaster arrive. Non, il pourra rien faire. C'est bien ce que fait Forever, hein. Il est vraiment en train de débloquer de son équipe dans le droit chemin. Alors, il doit. Alors tout à l'heure on a eu une Luna, Naga pardon. 4 transitions en carry. Ici le mec qui est riche c'est Paladin. Il est au niveau de sa Luna et de son gars. Ouais. Mais je pense que c'est vraiment... On a déjà parlé un peu la dernière fois, mais pour moi c'est le meilleur joueur actuel à faire ça. Et c'est ce qui le rend entre guillemets le meilleur position 4 au monde parce que...
Big Bird winner in the CS department is still going to be Sumail, and same goes for the net worth here. The Universe, I imagine, has to also be faring okay. He was delegated to kind of hanging out in that top lane all the way up to this point where now he's level 7 at 7 minutes in, and they're looking to take this Primal Roar and put it to use. He has a haste. They're smoked up. They're rushing in. Parev gets off the burrow, but they're still waiting there with the roar, and they're going to look to move on in. They will get the slashes necessary, and RTZ will assist in being able to get the finish. Puppy rolling boulder, but they got the X. They pull him right back in, and he's going to be going down once more. 0-3 for him. It's not an easy game. And that is going to get EG on the up and up now, 6-4 for them.
Yeah. They just lost.
Yeah.
I was hoping his Earth Spirit would be a big one from last time, but you know, just gotta grind those games, man.
You really do.
He is definitely not one of those heroes that you can learn after like 10 games even. I would say it's like a 25, 30 plus minimum.
And I guess it also could depend if you're a quick cast user or not. That helps a bit or not. I am for one. It definitely makes heroes like Earth Spirit feel a bit more fluid, but we'll have to see as Puppy gets back into the grindstone here. I will say, you know, he's got some levels at least, and normally when you're kind of stuck in this position, you would find yourself suffering quite a bit and just forced to find any way to farm, in which you can't farm really as the hero, and you have to somehow get to your level 6 because that's really your next power peak.
Yeah, perhaps he can do a lot once he's level 6. We can maybe see some really good magnetizes and propagation. But I think that hero is so much harder at level 6 if you don't know how to play him. Oh my goodness, the radius of the thing is so tiny.
The natural instinct for players who are newer to the heroes, they get the magnetize off, and then they just start dropping stones too fast and not really utilizing the full duration of your magnetize. So oh nice, and he gets the grip follow up there for Zai. Good smash, good silence. Zai turns it around though, dishes out the boat. Will it connect here? I don't know. Slideshow Dota breaks out. His MP pops off the Eclipse. A jumping from Forev. I think there's an epicenter in there. There certainly is. The counterplay is going to be there, as is a roar. A fly through the axes, and they're going to finish it off with a cherry on top, being that actual imprisonment. He's going to go down. Another chaotic fight, Ben, and only one person dies. Oh, better make it two. The back end of it, it looks like the long connection will be able to get the grab on RTZ. A 1-for-1 trade. One that does favor Secret, though, in getting that core Ursa down.
They were really close to getting that Luna, however.
Yeah. But MP does make it away safely all the way back into base here, but she keeps eating a lot of harassment and is still stuck at only level 6. I guess that's just what you have to put up with when you're in a, tri lane.
Zai has also switched up his build. Last game he went 2-3-0, this game he went 2-1-3. So yeah, he definitely needed the X.
Well, the only one X in this kind of game, I know for like Earth Spirit just ruins his day. Pulls him right back from any boulder roll in or out.
And Sand King, I think, is
and
also
Sand King, yeah,
very good against.
Heavy mobility heroes there initiating. X is the tool.
And they have Ursa and OD for damage, so he doesn't have to make up in that department.
So Zai will be the one to kind of set the show here, as Sumail's also done his part. Mid lane continues to dominate. He's level 10 now, and he's beginning to get some pot shots in onto this Tier 1 crit hanging by his side. We have mid one here with an Omni Slash, with an Invis Rune. Who's going to be looking to go for? And will Sumail be quick with the Astral?
Radiant's top tower is under
You got to be careful. You don't want to end up isolating yourself or the Dazzle into an Omni. Okay, here they go. That's going to be the Burrow. Crit's waiting, gets out the weave, gets off the heal, holds onto the Grave for now. And Secret will not look to pursue. RTZ's sweeping on forward. Nice little deny, though. Does come out from Pylai Die.
That's a fast force staff from Sumail. And he has 1,000 gold to boot on top of that.
Yeah, he just devastated the mid lane. Top, boat, big connection on for MP. He's in trouble. Sumail moves in, sends him into the Shadow Realm. Boom, killing spree. The no-look prison as well. You drop it and you walk away. 2 go down from Secret. EG on the up and up now, 9-5. That net worth begins to swell up a bit further now as we get close to the 4K mark.
Luna just has been like isolated a lot of this game because I don't know. Sometimes she's one of those heroes that's really hard to play because you're pretty strong in the early game because it clips a lot of burst, and Lunar Blessing is very strong early on because it makes a large percentage of your damage. But later, like you're so weak if you're isolated from your team, and she also scales really well with items, so you want to farm with her. But it doesn't really seem like they're playing very well around the Luna at this point. They're not really gathering up to push towers aside from the one time on bottom where they nearly got wiped. They're not really doing a good job of protecting her, even like stacking for her too much so that she can accelerate her farm. And she hasn't been able to go for the HOD because she's been committed to fighting early.
Yeah, I mean, Pai's been hanging around mid one, it looks like, for the most part. They will be able to clear out that tier 1 in the bottom lane, but yeah. As mentioned, MP is kind of left to his own devices. He does have help now, hanging around in bodyguards between Forev and Puppey. But EG are happy to kind of shift the momentum anywhere across the map to put her in check.
She's definitely in check. She's like,
yeah.
What's a step above being in check?
I don't know, that's just
checkmate?
like...
No, she's not checkmated yet.
That is, you know what, that was a good class. That is a step above checked. Checkmate. I was like, I don't know if there is a step, but there is. They drop down a pretty deep ward here, does crit. And then they smoke and fly on through, but Secret also had their own ward there. Not that it saw the smoke, but it might have saw crit creep in there before that to premeditate any sort of movement by EG. And obviously with EG missing from the map otherwise, Secret...
He has a pike already? How is Sumail so farmed? He sees net worth relative to everyone else? Like, what on earth is happening?
I'm telling you, he was crushing that mid lane, and then
yeah,
I believe he got the
right.
kill, too. So
and he has Beastmaster aura, so he doesn't even need treads.
Yeah, he's a flying monster right there. The Obsidian Destroyer. Was that the original name?
Yeah.
Obsidian Destroyer.
Outworld Devourer.
That was such a weird model. It was a flying black statue. That was it. Didn't even move. Totally weird.
It's Obsidian stuff from the Warcraft universe.
And but he's very much moving now. He's moving, he's beating ass, he's taking names. Sumail. As the setup was there by Universe, he moves in and just cleans it on up.
RTZ.
Could be dead. Can Secret make the move? RTZ rushes into the woods. Can he find a hole to crawl in? He has no TP. Help me. Can he juke? He's slipping through everybody. But eventually 3 Secret members will surround him. They do get the burrow. And they do get the kill.
Just the boy that wanted his Blink Dagger.
Well, that boy's going to have to wait. 1,800 gold. As he sports right now, the rest of EG are looking to help him out by taking down some towers here. Long roll in. Boulder Smash connects. A different boulder for the grip. And a magnetize. That's not close enough. And he torrent. That's the end of what I'll say for that.
See, that's what always happens to me when I try to magnetize people. I always just miss it.
Dude, the magnetized AoE is seriously nothing. You have to like hugging them for it to connect. You can manipulate it with your stones though. You can drop it down.
But you have to hit it first.
You have to hit it on something though, whether it's creep or hero. You have to hit it so you can chain it off. You have to be in very deep, and that is where the rolling boulder comes into play.
Earth Spirit's hard, dude.
He is.
He's like one of the hardest supports to play at a high level. I don't puppy at all for missing his spells.
I mean, this is what I was getting to yesterday with you. It's like when you have people like Jerix and Crit and Fear, like these guys just drilled the play on this hero. Jerix played it before he was nerfed when he was a ridiculously OP hero.
Dude, that hero was like 3 heroes in one.
It was
oh
like
my god.
Pull was
so
the
good.
stun, so it was the stun every time. It was
Ally pull was the most
the ally pull
annoying
right
thing.
off the bat, and it was faster and longer, I believe, too. It was just great. Too good, but I mean, Jarek's been playing it since then, so obviously he's good. It's definitely a hero you need to play a lot. I'm not in a comfortable position to say that Puppy needs to play the hero more. I'm sure he's very accomplished playing whatever hero is before him, but for this game, whether it be him, whether it be the hero, it's not working, and we can come to that conclusion, certainly.
Maybe he's lagging like we are.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm missing all this stuff. Here's EG smoked up, hanging on the Roche pit. Secret also smoke. And they could be sailing the other way. Oh, Pilot chooses the low road.
They have the blink on the sinking. This could be a big turning point for them because I don't expect blink there. I don't know. It's late into the game.
Oh, Universe gets close enough to pop each other's smoke. Now he's in the better position.
Definitely EG. They have better ward setup and they have a Hawk available to them.
Oh, man. Secret now might have been debunked.
Yeah, EG have better vision, but Secret have better positioning because they're on the high ground.
Yeah. Once they realize the jig may be up, they get rid of the ward, and they'll have to just walk on back slowly towards this mid lane.
Secret has that Observer ward in the mid lane, though, which will catch EG retreating, unless they retreat up to the top left, which is where Zai is, actually.
For now, it looks like they'll just jump forward and be able to take the tier 2. And while this is happening, of course, MP is on recovery farm, bottom lane, pushing away on forward, now working his way through the jungle, has his Dragon Lance, getting closer to his level 11, but...
Well, you can't give up pretty towers like that. It's just one step close for Ursa getting the Roshan.
Yeah.
They have to contest it at some point.
Obviously, probably not in their intention. Secret were hoping to make an approach in a huge turnaround fight, but had to settle for an awkward situation where they were going to be outnumbered and kind of spotted. And EG were able to claim the tower for it. They pull off, and it's going to be Secret back to the drawing board, and by that it means that another smoke attempt here. Off to the bottom lane we go. We'll have to see if Secret can get their catch, and you know, this one may mostly be on the Sand King to set everything up.
He has a blink already on OD. Uh-oh. Like, he can just blink and Astro anyone that they focus, though.
My lord, he's farmed. 8.6
Yeah,
net
my
worth.
lord, he has farmed.
He's got Blink, he's got Hurricane Pike. You ain't catching this guy. And they're going to have Zai out on a fishing pole here. And send him right back.
That's one of my favorite sound effects in the game.
Oh, I hope you like it, because we hear it all the time now. Konka's pretty popular. I mean, that's a good feeling. I mean, if the hero you like is in the meta.
Oh, I don't like the hero, I just like the
With
sound.
aesthetically sounds, I suppose. For me, like, a good sound is like Chaos Knight's right click. I would love to see more of that.
The crit or the regular one?
Just the regular one. It just has a satisfying thud when he hits his creeps. And then when you have a lot of them, because you get, you know, Phantasm, it's a lot of awesome sounds.
I like Luna's voice lines for some reason. They're very relaxing.
Really?
I don't know. Luna?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, aside from what aesthetically pleases our ears, we'll see what EG are going to be doing to advance the game on forward, regardless if they feel like they are playing against the clock with the Ursa. It doesn't really matter when you have an OD this damn swole. Jump will be had, though, by Forev as he makes his approach for Universe. I can't tell if the boulder connected, but it looks pretty damn good here, and it looks like they will be able to clean it up with an Omni Slash. Connection is made.
He scores. He got it.
They got it done.
He got the boulder.
And that will lead to success. So Beastmaster is going to get dropped. It feels like the first pickoff Secret have been able to get in quite a while. All the meanwhile, the rest of EG make their spread towards this bottom lane, looking to clear out this tier 1 tower. I mean, Roche is up. This removes a pretty handy access point from Secret on contending said Roche. So
Dire's bottom tower is
EG
under
will probably
attack.
make waves for it soon enough.
I think that would have been worth it if they sacrificed the Beastmaster for the T3 or T1 tower, but they only got like 100 damage from the T1 tower, so definitely not worth. I think Universe expected them to
Dire's
defend that tower a little bit
bottom
harder,
is
though.
under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not the case, and EG continue to kind of play it a bit back. They haven't felt really anxious at all at crossing the river.
They don't want to be in a compromising position at the Roche pit. Sand King can obliterate them with the blink epi. if they're all set up around the pit. It is way too early in the game for BKBs, and unless there's like a excellently positioned Hawk, I think it will, like they won't be ready for it.
Right to the basher here. Looks like Arteezy's got it saved up in his stash before he will grab it up for himself. But as mentioned, can't fall through with the quota on being able to move in and kind of get Roche done. Secret obviously will always keep a watchful eye out on what's happening in there, and with the power of the epicenter Sand King, lots of ways to kind of interject and stop EG from kind of getting it done. But nonetheless, they have been adamant on hanging around in this bottom lane, but so is EG. Looking to not turn away unless they get this tier 1. The only difference is that Universe is still not going to be there for it. He's content on kind of split pushing this mid lane, while no one hangs out top lane.
That's because like EG have the luxury of being able to leave the pit because Secret can't take it out really quickly, whereas like Secret can't farm the entire map, or EG would just threaten Roach at any instant because Ursa can blink in from the fog and solo it at this point. He could have soloed it like maybe 10 minutes ago too, but that's beside the point.
X in, Sumail.
Got the tower.
Got the tower. And that will be a weight off the shoulders from EG.
No one's gonna TP to the top lane. Oh man, EG are actually committing hard for this. They don't want to wait any longer.
And no one has been in the top lane for what feels like 5 minutes or something.
And also Ursa has not gotten any SSR proc, so he is dry out of mana.
Yeah.
They cannot fight with him being this low on mana.
EG might be put in a bit of an awkward state here. Luckily they have the Kunkka, and as long as they have TPs, anyone can go back to the base and...
Not if you don't have mana to TP.
Somebody give that man a clarity. Sumail
Oh, they have Arcanes.
Ah, there we are. There's some blue bar for you.
No SSR though.
Okay, look at this crafty play. Zai has a glimmer cape on his Kunkka. You don't see that very often. Goes in for a valiantly deep torrent. And now Secret wild themselves in. We look over the vision though, and as we can see, Secret do kind of have the know-how on EG's positioning here.
Mid one is showing on the top lane, so that's why they're playing so aggressively on their side of the map. But Necro 3 is going to be used. If they stay too long, then Necro is going to be way too weak to turn the tide of the fight in their favor.
So let's see if EG just casually take the tier 2 and walk away with those kind of winnings. Seems to be the case. Is it? And where do they go from here though? There's one more outer tower still standing up at top tier 2.
It's about Roshan, bro.
I don't know if you could feel good though about doing Roche right now.
No,
I know it's all about it right now, but
you always threaten it. You always give them that sense of unease that, oh, Ursa could have blinked in and do Roche, and they have to play like he could be doing it at any point.
Pull back for Pi. They're even going to commit the roar for it, knowing that if they take out anyone here, especially as critical as Pi, this opens up easy opportunities for them to maybe even go in for the Roche, but Perez going to be popping out the epicenter, looking to go on Sumail. Big connections there. Follow up, Lucid Bean, Eclipse combo. Sumail silenced up a bit, will finally be able to get off the prison, and now Arteezy jumps in, looking to go for MP, is going to get that kill. McIntyre's going to be unleashed for Puppy, and now they go to work. Jumping in is going to be Universe. Omni slashes ahoy through the slideshow. It's going to be Universe saved up with the grave. Bop back, going for the TP. Is he gone? He's good. Back in the fountain he goes. A long auto attack from a creep is going to be coming a bit too late. The rest of EG try to make their way out, but Secret have pounced, and they walk away with a 3-2 advantage.
Great epicenter coming out from 4F right there to eliminate the OD at the start of the fight. Earth Spirit also connected with his Magnetize, and it ticked down on that OD as he blinked out after his Astral combo.
Big fight for Secret, the biggest one of the game, I'd have to say. And you know, after EG were lingering around that bottom lane for quite a while.
Did he? I think he missed the torrent. He like X torrent coded, and I think it missed. I'm not completely positive. It was like very jumpy for me.
Yeah,
it might
don't
have.
ask me, dude. I was lucky to call what I could in that fight, based on the brief glimpses of what I saw. But it was very nice to see how things worked out so splendidly for Secret, and that started with Pylai Dai being taken out of the fight right away. Mid lane, jump in, Arteezy, get some shots on Forev, but
That was not close.
Forev will easily slide back out. Obviously, without any sort of additional lockdown or silence, there's not going to be much to stop the elusive Sand King. And that could be a bit concerning now for EG. Though it seems like they claim the majority of this map. I imagine we could start to see this Jug and this Luna begin to creep up on the net worth here soon. Though I am surprised to see MP is still pretty low on the net worth. She's even behind her Sand King still.
He died last fight.
Yeah, that's true. Looks like Ogre Club possibly for the rest of us. Sanjin Yasha? Or is that going to be for a BKB? I'm not sure. I mean,
I would say
obviously
more
BKB
likely
is rough
BKB.
when you're going against a Roar, but still could be very useful going against everything else. It looks like EG have found a window to move into the pit. And I don't see any contention here from Secret, so it's good timing to work with now. EG move in, they get their job done, and we'll look to see what they do with it.
Even popping the book for it.
They're obviously going to be looking to kind of wait out for those kind of cooldowns to come right back up. But it is on EG now to move things on forward and kind of dictate where they want to take the game. Secret are going to have to backpedal a bit and just kind of go back into their grind of farm here.
They just need to make sure they don't lose Luna in every single fight. If she keeps dying, like, she's never going to be able to stand up against the OD and the Ursa. You need a lot of items to overcome that. You need, like, BKB to deal with the OD, and then you need Butterfly to deal with the Ursa. But, like, shit, that's like 20 minutes from now. And in the meantime, she just needs to stay, like, kind of close to them in terms of net worth. But she's still quite a bit of ways. Really could use the aid of an Aegis to boost up that net worth.
Yeah. And now we have Sumail with the BKB. That's very scary. Easily will be able to kind of shrug off any magnetize or any sort of additional trouble from your Sand King, from your disruption plays. And I would not be surprised if we could see more of those here for EG. Would be pretty beneficial. Gem now also here for Universe.
I think Ursus generally prefers Scepter. Unless you get kited too hard. They can kite him even despite him having a BKB because of the Demonic Purge, so I don't know if he's going to opt for it next. He is.
Looks like they're trying to get a catch onto Zai here, but Zai's already pulled back and away. That game sense. Looks like he might have just avoided some trouble. While he steps out, Universe looking to step in though. Uh-oh, he actually went for the camp. Oh no! Secret make their move. They get the Yules, they get the Burrow. Weave is there to help out, but now an Eclipse is going to get called out along with the Magnetize. Universe backpedals, enjoys it with the rest of his team, and now they're going to go for the follow-up. A jump in from Arteezy. Disruption will slow him down a bit. Puppey swings in front of him here, trying to go for the Boulder Smash stun, it looks like. Universe falls up, gets the Roar. It's only going to be on Puppey, though, and that's a bit of a deep commitment. Sumail follows it up. BKB, epicenter in the midst of all that. He continues to truck on forward, looking to bop down and finish off Puppey. He will be able to get it. Arteezy helped finish that one off. Now they step back for the side. Forev self-fuels, then a blink, force away, and he's going to make it out. A hectic fight, and there's only one casualty, and that's going to be Puppey.
And the poor Radiant T1 in the mid. Maybe.
Nope, looks fine. We'll keep
Nice
it up
Ghost
right
Scepter
there.
by Earth Spirit. I think without that Ghost Scepter, I think like 2 more heroes possibly would have died. He bought a good few seconds for his team there.
Forev is able to dodge out a lot of the trouble here from EG, making him really sweat for it, but eventually they will be able to catch it up and take him down with the assistance of that Torrent, nicely placed by Zai. EG moving past the tier 2 now. It's going to force out a buyback, and it looks like it's time for Secret to try to take a fight. Look at MP go to work, trying to get a hold of Chris. Going to force out the self-shallow grave. Sumail, Hurricane Pike, shoves Puppey to the high ground now, but then he gets quickly focus fired, and that's going to take out the agents. Arteezy locking horns up with MP. It's going to force MP to walk back out, and Secret are not going to be looking to move any further.
That Hurricane Pike.
That was quite funny. Shove Sumail and Puppey back in part, but will only cost the Aegis there of Sumail, and we will have a 1-1 split. Well, we do have a bit of a lull in the action.
Invisibility.
Forget about the Enchantress.
Oh yeah, Enchantress is there. Didn't even notice her. Uh-oh, we're back just in time. Universe with the Roar to mid-1, and he is going to get that kill. All planned accordingly. And now EG feeling a bit on the up and up. That is mid-1 out. About a minute. No buyback. Let's see if EG can do anything with it here. Necrobook's already out. Why not go for a secret sweep? But you got to be careful. They'll have the bird out in front. They will see MP farming through this stack. He gets the force assistance there from Forev, and will be able to make it away from what could have been some trouble. EG will have to settle for the creeps instead.
I can't see.
And it's still laggy, I know. I'm sorry, guys. Trust me. Doing everything in my power here to bring you as smooth of a presentation as possible, but it looks like Perfect World / Firewall / China does not want to cooperate on this third game. But EG still now circulating all around this top lane here. I guess is it time that we need to start considering who's got the high ground advantage, who's got the low ground kind of advantage here?
Nope, still all about the Roche.
Alright. So we'll have to see. Secret are going to be able to push out this bottom lane to kind of get the vision back on that front. EG have already crossing terrain here, beelining it to that neighborhood. I don't know what the Roche timer is because we did have to reconnect, unfortunately.
It was 5 minutes after 8, so I don't know when it's gonna be. Sorry, 5 minutes after the 5, so it's gonna be a 10-minute from when he was taken down, but I don't remember when that was.
It will be a surprise for all of us.
I think maybe like 35 sounds around 35-30 maybe.
Oh, it's just worse than before. My goodness, come on, guys. Well, we'll see as they recover here. What does Universe got now? And what should he get? 2,000 gold saved up. Is this a refresher kind of a game, or does he need to consider something else for some additional utility on his team? I mean, there is a lot of magic damage. I don't know if you need to go as far as any sort of pipe business, but
he's not the pipe bearer.
Yeah.
I think if anyone gets a pipe, it's like Kunko or Dazzle. Ideally Dazzle, I would say. I think your clan needs items that make him scale a little bit better. Yeah, they have 2 glimmers, so I don't actually think he needs a pipe. Armlet is always, I think, pretty decent choice when you're...
I didn't notice that Crit had also got a glimmer, so yeah, I guess that will kind of fill the void of a pipe, certainly.
They do have a lot of magic, though, with the Spirit and the Sand King. And the Eclipse.
It definitely needed to be acknowledged, for sure. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be in the form of a pipe or apparently a bunch of fancy little glimmer capes. So, EG just doing their best to kind of make sure they maintain the perimeter of the Roche so that they can have it for themselves. It certainly would help in them being able to kind of move things forward and into the high ground of Secret. It might be in their best interest to kind of be in the neighborhood for defense. They have the capability to do so. But it looks like for now they may not have much say in the matter. Their bottom lane is beginning to creep on in. And
Luna's item just looks like she can't stand up against anyone, though.
Yeah, her growth is stunted quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Was able to kind of string together the BKB, which is nice, but her damage is still lacking a little bit. And while she does hold a good chunk of change here,
her survivability is also suspect. Like, she doesn't have a Manta to split out of an Ursa, jump on her, or like, you know, maybe prevent a roar if she's BKB. Okay, never mind, she has Manta. JK.
She just got it in your defense, so now she's got it. And a little bit extra defensive capability, a little bit extra damage. We'll have to see if it's going to be enough. It looks like Secret or EG have smoked up, and they're going to head the way through the Secret shop here, hoping to catch out Secret when they're feeling confident that they might have gotten some wards down.
They're just hoping for a freebie at the Roche pit.
And it looks like they won't find anybody, so let's see if they just round all the way and go in for it or not.
It's not up.
No, still not up.
It'll be up at like 36.
All right, they're backing out, but look at this. Secret also smoked, and they're also beelining it all the way down. They have to know that EG have not really shown themselves on the map. So they're hoping that EG kind of give up on what their smoke movement was going to be, and they will catch a farming EG team and make their own approach when they least suspect it.
Look at the unit spread, though. Like, Zai is on the bottom trying to bait him out with an X.
Oh, and he did too. He moves on in. He's going to be able to scout out the smoke. Problem is they won't catch him with the Yules and a Disruption. So Zai will just have to tank the smoke gank. But I'm sure EG at the end of the day are going to be happy about it. It is so freaking bad, and I'm too nervous about disconnecting and reconnecting because it does look like Secret are hanging around this Roche pit in hopes that it will pop up soon. And with my luck, it will pop up and a fight will break out in the Roche pit the second I decide to make this disconnect, reconnect happen. But EG continue their ways. down this mid lane. Pilot's probably going to use these two scout things out. It looks like he will.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, I'm back in.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Just in time for what looks like a possible breakdown here. Sumail on the up and over here. He can even Omni Slash, but then the Prisman is going to be coming out canceling that. He even commits him with the BKB just to be safe. Gets a Glimmer and gets the hell back. That was an Omni, correct? I don't know if that was like. Yes, it was.
That was a nice Shadow Poison. The Shadow Poison passed through him as he was dropping down from the Astral, so that he couldn't blink. And because he couldn't blink, he was very scared for his life and ended up expending a BKB charge. However, I think that's okay when you're trading Omni for it.
Nice bird takedown there by Fareb. Rids of what could have been the extra lingering vision there from EG, and now we're in that kind of standoff, if you will, between both sides. Hanging into the secret trip on one and the high ground on another. Roche is up to play now, and we'll have to see which team is going to be able to finagle their way in, or their way into a good approach of a fight. Because Secret, they have no smokes. Same with Secret.
Secret, however, have their vision.
They do.
Until this is over.
For how long? Secret playing footy, showing EG that they're in the area. Constantly dancing within and out of the pit. While RTZ begins to go to work, the rest of the team wrap up and over. They spot out Puppy. You commit the roar and the corner. He gets up to Ghost Scepter and then boom! Gets blasted there by Sumail. Committing in the ulti. That's 2 ultis for Puppy. He'll be going into a buyback right away, and Pi will be the follow-up takedown. Both supports do get dropped on the side of Secret. Is that good enough for EG? Let's have to see. Looks like it might be. RTZ head back into the pit and gets underway. With Secret walking out, it looks like they've accepted their fate, and it's going to be EG claiming the next Aegis.
Sumail's too fat. He can look for so many opportunities with his Blink Orchid. Like, the Shadow Demon is easy food for him. Easy food.
And now he has an Aegis too. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Zai in the top lane now. He also has a lot of change. We'll have to see if he has to go for anything else. For now, is on split push duty. Mid one is still around though. Oh man, he's going for the quick assassination. And Zai will end up going down. Sumail does get off the imprisonment, waits a bit for it, and will make mid one pay for taking down his comrade. Good redemption right there. And meanwhile on the other side, a very deeply committed Arteezy on the bad end of a couple of Secret members is now going to be forced to pop out his BKB, and that's when Secret scoot on back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's okay if the Ursa gets kited though, because then the OD will still be able to do a lot of damage. Sumail's net worth is extremely troublesome for Secret right now. The Orchid really making life difficult for the Juggernaut in his Manta usage. He wants to use it for damage a lot of the time, especially in combination with the Diffusal, but now that he has the Orchid, like, you don't want to be caught out after your Manta's out.
If Sumail wants, he has nearly 4k gold to get a Bloodthorn and the dreams of Luna. If he was hoping to get a Butterfly, yeah, good luck with that. All the evasion built up will be quickly taken away here.
Or Scythe even.
Or Scythe too, yeah, that's a good point.
It's probably not that great though because of the amount of 4 staffs on the side of Team Secret.
Bloodthorn is just cooler, you know. Bloodthorn, man.
Bloodthorn's way better if he's worried about a slot, which I actually would be if I were to OD this game. Like, and you're gonna be getting the Aegis because he's gotten all 3 of them thus far. And the Ursa has been doing a really good job of just being patient and taking down Roche slowly but surely.
And EG just kind of banging their chest right now while they got this Aegis life and are happy to kind of
they are gorillas, dude.
Soak up all of the farm on the map. Secret just stuck left indoors, man, like sheep. EG may be gorillas, but Secret the sheep inside their pen, waiting around.
Oh my god, one of the most annoying things about K-pop Toasters was when we played Settlers of Catan, he always called sheep Shep. And I could not bear to stand it, yeah. Oh my goodness, that was... he called him Shep.
Is that like an Almanum person says
I don't know, I think I just like trying to be a hick and just overdid it and just said Shep and I just, oh my, it was...
Shep.
was like, okay, you gotta stop saying that.
Sounds like
he's
Shemp of like Three Stooges or something.
And he kept calling wood wad.
All right, now that's just too much.
It is. It doesn't seem like that big a deal. You're just like, whatever. It's just like one vowel off, but
All more the reason why we had to get rid of him.
your pronunciation has gotten you fired.
Yeah, listen, the other day we were trying to connect the sheep cable into the command port, and we got confused here, Shep. So, jumping from Sumail. He's going in deep, but he can. He has the Aegis here. Forcing Secret back in at bay. Now allows an opportunity for them to kind of soften up this tier 3 a bit. This is game 3 right now. Secret on the verge of being knocked into that lower bracket. If EG do have a say in the matter. And this could be one of the final hurrahs right now. Universe is posturing up in a back defensive position, waiting. Just as fast as Forev goes in, there's going to be the Yules, the scooch back out, both to fly in. More for a defensive run, it looks like right now. MP had already committed to BKB. Universe in deep right now, then stunned up. There's going to be a nice save for the prison because he hasn't been able to get off the roar yet. Puppy goes in, dies just as fast. Now return fire, drop down from Sumail. MP pump at the back end of it. It's going to be EG for this one. Arteezy quickly slashes and takes down another grab. Side the other side. As Forever gets a nice two-man connection with the stun. Good force back there. As Crit's looking to make it a bit more space between him and Forev. Sumail's going to be able to get the finish, it looks like, with 2 quick bops. We'll get it done. Mega kill for him. Let's go ahead and move it on into a double kill now as he just treks right through Pylite Eye. Secret will lose 4, and none of them have a buyback as EG will clean out what looks like the first set of racks.
Can you imagine Sumail being a beast on the OD? I think that's an understatement. Like, he crushed them that
It's a
fight.
Goliath. I don't know what you put about a beast. A titan.
Beast mate. Yeah, he was just way too big up in front. Like, he baited out the epicenter, he got glimmered, and then he saved the Beastmaster with the Astral. Like, he did so much damage in the short time that he was actually able to right-click people.
Sumail definitely feeling himself this game. There's no question about that. From the laning phase all the way on through, he's
Dominant,
been pretty.
assertive.
Yeah, he's been pretty clutch on this OD. And that has been pretty much the story for EG so far. Secret take a hard shot right now as they do lose both of their racks here in the bottom lane. You know, still obviously feel confident to be able to fight on, but they will be coming from quite the deficit here as it is easily a 20k plus net worth advantage and XP advantage for EG.
Can always Luna cheese. Actually, I don't know if that's possible with the Shadow Demon's slight nerfs on the Disruption.
Just all the new items though coming in. You know how much money racks give. I mean, just look at this. We got MKB now done for Arteezy. What's Crit getting? Lotus Orb now done for him? My goodness.
Lotus Omni? Oh yeah.
The DBZ fight? Yeah. Well, we'll see if we're going to be blessed, but Secret.
It's also good at dispelling the, if he manages to get silenced in a fight from the Earth Spirit, so he can X-ray people. Because that's ideally how you want to control the Dazzle, just like, well, you want to kill him, but normally they're not going to be in a position where you kill, so you kind of just CC them, just like silence them. You know, you'll see like Storm just like casually toss an Orchid on them, so he doesn't get a clutch save off. Perhaps the last to rise, Secret smoke in the backside of their base.
Definitely got to be the last hurrah. If EG just take another Rax and walk away, there's certainly, without doubt, no way they're going to win. At that point, Universe will have like a refresher complete. Sumail will somehow be more gross than he is now. I don't think Secret won't have to deal with that kind of scenario, so they need to make this one count. A jumping from Verev will lead things off into Epi. EG tried to spread the boat as we get to fly. They put their full focus on the Sumail. Can they get the finish? Omni Slash going to be mitigated between the whole team. EG able to take all the shots from Secret and don't continue to live. Down and below Sumail, dropping down. The Sandy's Eclipse looking to go for MP. MP has been able to skate way back into the base. A jumping from Forev leads to the Yules here now. And Puppy, as he jumps in, is going to get quickly astraled up. Gets a stun and a silence for Sumail, but eventually the right clicks come through. Arteezy cleaning up the rest of the mess from behind, getting the triple, forcing out a couple of buybacks, and that will be game. Secret get knocked down into the lower bracket. EG will take this one. And they move on to face Newbie in the next round.
as strong as Puppy was game 2, I think he was equally underwhelming in game number 3. I think a lot of the early game really hinged upon his success to make things happen in the early game. I think he did get one of the kills, but he ended up dying at the tower. But the early game just did not